Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day, my friends. Guys, please subscribe and give the video a like, leave me a comment, and share it with anybody you might get something out of it. Other than that, how is everybody today? We're having a pretty good day, guys. Again, still dealing with the allergies, but much better. Guys, it's Sunday, as you guys all probably know by now. Is typically I just take Sunday and we'll try and make it a short video and just kind of make it a Sunday God's Day reflection, as I like to say. So, as I so often like to do, and again, I talk about this all the time, guys. The kingdom of heaven is from within. That being said, lately I found myself going to church on Sundays. I'm not a huge fan of organized religions because of the politics and it kind of gets taken over by the almighty dollar. And the reason I share this with you guys is it doesn't mean you can't go there and meet, like-minded people in your community, or just hear the scripture. And it's always nice to hear the word, and never mind just the architecture of the church itself is absolutely beautiful. So that's what I did today. Is I went to church this morning, and I went and had a nice breakfast, and then I went and went to be a service for a while, right? And guys, let me tell you, I don't know what's going on there today. I talk about this all the time. I wasn't even gonna bring this up, but I know it just hit me, and I'm like, I can't ignore this. I was driving through the heart of hell, Mass and Cass, Methadone Mile here in Boston town this afternoon on my way to the project over in Roxbury that we're working on. And apparently the dope man had just come through, and I don't know what they are peddling or what they are putting in the drugs these days. But guys, the people that you always see at the intersections begging for change, and in that particular area, that's where the tent city was in Mass, and it's just absolute brutality down there. It's just hell. It's very sad. It's very sad. It's sickening. Well, all the people that were normally out there, they're out there, but the ones that were normally begging for change in the corner, and literally, guys, I'm talking 7 different people in 7 different intersections, had no control of their own bodies. They were just, doing one of these deals, like literally the entire time, and then I literally had to pull over, and I'm like, I can't even get out and try and, talk to these people. And of course, it's literally right there at Boston Medical Center, the hospital. There's police everywhere. There's ambulances everywhere. So and again, and I say when because I can't tell you how many times I've driven through there and found somebody laying on the sidewalk and called 911 and the ambulance come and get him, and there's either overdosing or I don't know what they're peddling out there today, and I'm so happy I don't, because Jesus, I've never seen anything like it. And again, this is coming from a 20-year heroin addict, recovering heroin addicts. Somebody who dealt with heroin for 20 years. I mean, I've seen a lot. I thought I'd seen it all, but and that's the thing, guys. With all the synthetics and all the stuff that they're putting in drugs today, you don't know. There's no better time. There's never been a better time to get off the drugs and to get help. So anybody that's out there struggling, anybody knows somebody still struggling, pass the video along. But anyway, yeah, it's a shame. And literally, it was so bad that the few people I normally talk to, I couldn't even talk to, because literally you couldn't have a conversation with somebody. They were completely. If there was music going, you would have thought they were just having bad dancing. But intersection after intersection, I'm like, my lord, what is going on here? And it breaks your heart to see anybody like that. So anybody out there struggling, just understand that's where a lot. And I'll tell you what, I guarantee you, every single one of them was somebody that said, "Oh, that'll never be me" at some point. So if you're playing with these drugs, man, just I know, growing up, I had it tough growing up. I had a lot of, tough decisions. But the one thing I always swore up and down is I'll never touch heroin. There's no way I'll ever put a needle in my arm. And guys, those are the things that happen as the progression goes on. Things, when you're around them day in and day out, it looks better and better. And it looks less terrible every day until eventually it happens, and that's where you find yourself. So. Well, and again, brings me back to the gratitude, right? I'm so incredibly grateful for my life today. I absolutely love my life today, and I thank God for that. God saved me from this, guys. Yes, I had the desire. Yes, I took the action, and yes, I did the work. But it was that first step that had me stuck for almost a decade, right? I mean, I hated using drugs every day, but that's the thing with opiates, guys. And again, any of you that are not recovering addicts, be careful. And I think the doctors are getting better about it now. But like myself, I was never one. Yes, I always had drug problems. But I'd always done mushrooms and acid, and I mean, I had a major cocaine issue. I had a major drinking problem. I smoked way too much pot at one point in my life. Not that I consider pot an addiction, and pot's legal. Pot's the most natural thing you can be doing if you're doing anything out there. But again, for myself right now, I'm choosing to be all natural because I'm finding out who I am and what my values are and what matters to me, and just what life sober is. And I'm loving my sober life today. I'm loving the clarity. I'm loving the opportunities. I'm loving getting healthy. Like literally, I'm up like 50 pounds. I was at the gym yesterday and I put 280 pounds on the bench press and got 6 reps out of it. And I wasn't trying to max out. I was just motivated and feeling good. Like I feel really, really good. I'm a 52-year-old man. Like I look back at my videos that I started back in January, and like I look 10 years younger now than I did then. And that's the beauty of clean living and just being intentional and doing the right things. And a big part of that is developing my relationship with my higher power, whom I choose to call God. Again, and I don't say that to box anybody out. Whatever your spiritual background, whatever your belief system is, so long as it's positive and it's helping you help other people and help after helping yourself first and just letting helping you to become a better person, and good for you. That's like I'm not, I'm right here cheering you on. I'm not trying to say mine's better or different because really it's not. At the end of the day, guys, like the message is the same in a different package, and yet we've been killing each other for thousands of years over that. Like seriously, how is that possible, right? So these are the things we need to start understanding and then owning instead of just prolonging because well that's what they did so that's what I'm gonna do. And this the other thing I'm going to talk a little bit for a couple minutes today, guys, is amends. Okay, a big part of the reason that I'm being, I'm climbing hills so fast, I'm getting over the wreckage of my past so quickly is because I'm willing to make amends. I'm willing to admit my wrongs, and I'm willing to be introspective, to look at my behaviors and then change them. And it's not that difficult, guys. It really isn't. This has been and the other thing is I'm patient. I understand that things take time, and I don't get, when I get frustrated, I go and I pray and meditate, I reset my body, and I come back at it from a different direction. I don't bang my head at the wall. I don't let myself get frustrated, or I'll stop and look and say, well, why didn't it work? What can I do differently to make what I want happen? And I'm finding, pretty damn good results, guys. So. My point is, guys, literally, there's nothing you can't do. You are deserving of every beautiful experience life has to offer. You are not stuck anywhere. Nobody ever is. Once you decide that you want to make things better, you will find a way to make things better. If you can't, if you're banging your head and you're in a bad situation, leave me a comment, leave me a message. My email is linked if you want to keep it private. I'll never put your information out there, so I'm here to help. But every one of us deserves a better life. And those poor people in the street out there, I literally go through there. I make it a point of driving through there. A, it's a good reminder, where I don't want to go back to. And B, to help anybody that I can and just try and uplift. But I tell you, what I saw today was heartbreaking. And you can't even, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what they're on. It's got to be, I don't know if there's something I don't know. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't want to know. Like, I just hope it goes away. It's terrible. And, you could say this and you can say that. And you know what? I don't have the answers. I don't know. I know it was heartbreaking. Literally, it broke my heart to sit there and see these people. Like, I've seen some pretty nasty things over the years of, being out there as long as I have. And I've seen, much worse than that. But it's like, I couldn't even tell you what. And normally I can look at somebody and pretty much tell you, oh, heroin and Xanax, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like I can identify the uniform pretty quickly at this point. I have no idea what that was all about today, and I hope I don't see more of it because man, it was terrible. I can't imagine. But then again, when you're standing in a street corner for 8 hours a day, begging money, and you'll take any high and anything to relieve that kind of agony. And it's a shame. Alright guys, this is pretty much, we're just rambling at this point. There's no point in keeping going. I'm going to keep this one nice and short. And, I hope everybody's having a beautiful Sunday, guys. Make amends where possible, because understand, when you start making amends for your wrongs, you start acknowledging your wrongs, and then you start fixing your wrongs, and then you start fixing your life and fixing the situations that you're in. And there's nothing better than that. At the end of the day, the accountability remains with us. There is no knight in shining armor other than yourself that's going to come in and save you, okay? Guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.